One of those in every town. Virtually, they'll put on pub shows. So it's there. It's just there to be utilised really for you.
Do you feel like you're one of these bands that can't be pigeonholed sort of thing?
Well, I don't know, because
I like that. Yeah. If you don't know what you know, I know it's hard when someone says what sort of music do you do, and you go, oh, I'm not quite
yeah,
sure.
We're not 100% sure. We just play whatever comes.
So it's a four of you. Yeah. So basically, you four guys have started a band, and your four influences have come together, and you play what you play.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how it should be, rather than setting out to do a specific thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we just come up with what we come up with, really.
Yeah.
But you kind of understand who your audience is, though.
Yeah.
You know what kind of people go and see you. Yeah.
That's really key. You've got to know. I mean, as a starting point, I always say to people, fans when they go into the studio, don't just go in not knowing what you're going to do. You know, you've got to go in and have an idea of what you want to come out with. And if you do that and you've got your reference points and you focus on that, you're much more likely to come out with something that you're happy with. You know, so just now, even in terms of being able to describe your band now to everyone here, you know, I'd sort of try and crystallise that a little bit more into something that you've got straight off pat. You know, what's your band like? It's like this, but it's like you say, it is the worst question in the world.
Yeah.
You know, tell me about your band in 2 sentences, but try and nail it if you can.
Yeah.
You don't have to mention a list of bands you've picked all your stuff off, though. You don't want to give too much away. But you could just say, a lot of guitars, a lot of energy, catchy, some bits catchy, some bits a bit crazy. Yeah.
And do it in a way that's like makes me want to hear a little bit more, makes everyone here want to hear a bit more. You know.
I just wondered then, I thought it might be interesting, if each of you could kind of tell us about your typical week, like what a week would be like in your life, possibly.
Starting from the other end.
Yeah, with Karima, who's just been on tour, so maybe you could tell us what that's been.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got off. I just came off a tour that was 30 days long, but it started at the beginning of September, on the 1st September actually. And I did all around Scotland, and even got the ferry over to Stornoway, which was disgusting. It was horrible. I've never been travel sick before, but I was on the floor in the kids area. I'd actually like fallen asleep in the kids area, but then all these kids came and started throwing balls over me and stuff. I became part of the furniture. But no, a typical week in my life is like, wake up early, I don't know, write. If I have some equipment to record stuff down, I'll record it down. But sound check, which is about, I don't know, or loading, which will be about 4 or 5 o'clock. Sound check, off to get something to eat, play a gig. And then normally I'd do a stretch of about 3 or 4 shows in a row, and then have 1 or 2 days off, and then start again, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, have a couple of days off. So it's kind of like that, but like it's really hard now because I feel like I'm having like a kind of come down because I have to go back to my house, and I'm not the kind of artist that likes to stop doing music because I find it really hard to just live in the normal world, if you know what I mean. So I get really down.
A lot of I think that happens to a lot of people.
A lot myself.
Bands. You get the highs of gigs and the adrenaline.
Even the roadies.
Well, it's true, isn't it? And then you come back to reality and people get a bit like...
You mentioned Manchester has been like a real good town or city for him. Is there any others like that just like over there?
Well, all cities have scenes that are more than a town would. But Manchester's probably the main one outside London.
Yeah.
It's recognised. There's 30 venues in town. There's a lot of space there to do stuff. A lot of bands live there. It's connected up. People at the media's always looking at stuff there. BBC's moved up there now. A lot of music shows in Manchester. It's a complete anomaly. It's not like any other city. I mean, Leeds has a scene, but it's pretty small.
A lot of people think it is Leeds, don't they?
Sheffield's got a better scene than Leeds. More goes on in Sheffield. But really...
Liverpool's very good for open mic.
Yeah, there's starting a lot in Liverpool now. There's like a promoter called Dave. Oh, I forgot his name now. Dave. But he's got a lot of gigs on in Parr Street Studios. You know, the recording studios, and there's Leaf, which is
Leaf
a new
is
venue
lovely.
on Bowl Street.
They
Pete
do
Benson
play
does
there.
stuff, doesn't he?
They do an open mic at
Pete Ben?
Tuesday.
Pete Ben? I don't know.
And
She's like,
No.
But then Manchester's the biggest. It's just got more stuff going on. Mars, you'll get more notice
It's
there.
good for bands as well.
Yeah. It's a music city, and it's like music industry city, and it's got loads of venues. Like I said, BBC's there, loads of music shows there, loads of radio shows, TV stuff. You're more likely to get spotted there, in a weird way more likely than London, because it's all squashed into one middle. So you can actually go to about 4 or 5 gigs a night, Manchester, quite easily. In London, if you went to one gig to get across to the side of town, it's almost impossible. But London is the capital of the music industry in Europe, but Manchester's pretty close to it in scale of how much is going on there.
But maybe we could, if you wanted to play Manchester, put you in contact with Jay,
Yeah.
possibly.
There's Jay and I know a few people as well, but probably not as many as you. There's the people at Band on the Wall, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the Night and Day
Yeah.
and Sound Control, is it?
Yeah, Sam Jay's brother Ben.
Jay's brother, yeah. He does one called Sound Control, and that's good for like kind of your rock and punk bands. It's more of a heavier venue, isn't it?
Yeah. There's so many venues. It's got more venues than any other place to think of.
It goes back to that thing of if you want to expose and move things on a little bit, if you want to expose the band to people that might be able to help you out to the next level, Manchester's definitely the place to go to, you know. More so than Liverpool and Leeds and, you know.
Almost the same as Hull.
Exactly.
Economy-wise, like no one gets out anymore, they just don't want to save. Everyone's saving money and spending.
You're going to have to get out of town, whether you move or whether you just use a base, cheap to rehearse, and you just travel backwards and forwards from it.
The other thing as well you can do, if you can't always get over to Manchester or to London, you know, is if there's a touring band coming through, you know, make sure you've got the ear of the guy running the venue where they're playing and just beg for support. So listen, we'll play for nothing, you know, because people coming through with that touring band, you know, I always watch the pub bands, you know, I'm always looking for something, you know, so you're always watching, you know, so there's, you know, even the band themselves that you're supporting, you know, can move things on for you if they like.
That's all it is, isn't it? It's getting to know the right people.
Well, you should remember, promoters need bands, the music business needs bands, you know. Bands at the top of the pile, I think. The music business, I think, is the way round. But without the bands, the whole thing will collapse tomorrow, won't it?
The thing to remember as well is, like, if you're going for support slots and things, say you were pitching for a support slot in Leeds for touring bands coming through, you know, it's unfortunately all of that comes down to money and ticket sales, and so you can do a lot of work in Hull already for that. So if you can build up a good enough following in Hull, so that you could say to a promoter in Leeds, right, listen, because that promoter might be struggling with ticket sales. If you can say, listen, you put us on, we'll guarantee we can bring you 50 people in. You know, that's 50 more ticket sales for him. So that's going to talk to him and he's going to say, yeah, fair enough. If you've got a reputation as a band from Hull that's going to bring 50 people with you wherever you go in that area, promoters will put you on, because it's money to them, you know. So you can do a lot of work in Hull to start that ball rolling, you know.
You can lie about that as well.
Yeah.
You don't always have to tell
You
the
get
truth.
found out.
A lot of bands have made it, but good at fibbing.
Yeah.
Never let the truth get in the way of the story.
I can see how, is it?
Yeah, we've been talking about bands and stuff, and I don't know, I'm like, not in a band, I'm like a rapper, so like, I don't know, like urban stuff, and is any of the stuff that we've been talking about today, like, different for me?
No, actually, again, for saying stuff like Manchester, there's a good scene for that, Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
There's a really good scene. I mean, there's like, have you heard of David Lewis? What's that band? They were on the BBC introducing at Reading and Leeds.
Is it End of something?
No, not them. They were on just before. Merkage. Is that them? Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. There's like 2 or 3 guys, isn't it, who do like rapping over like dubstep and drum.
Yeah. Merkage are from Manchester, and they do a lot of nights, like at like the Deaf Institute, Manchester, and they put a lot of like kind of nights on, like they do the Warehouse project and stuff like that. So it's like a kind of a big kind of collective, really. That and there is a lot of stuff going on, like urban-wise in Manchester, but like it's hard for me because I really want to help everyone out, but when it comes to like the punk and stuff, and urban and any other type of music, I really struggle. Like I only know my scene, and that's what's really that's quite weird because when you're
all the
involved in
scenes
one
are little circles, aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
yeah.